Hey everybody! So, let's get right into this. I started off with the encounter music because we're going to be hearing that a lot in this game. Oh, that seems a little low. So, alright, circles confirmed. We're still continuing through the PC Master Collection, so we're just going to go into Metal Gear Solid here at the top. I'm going to be going with English UK. And you know, just like before, let's look at the manual. This is really nice. They got the cover art of the game, and for no particular reason, I'm going to be taking a screenshot of this back of the case right now. Absolutely no reason to be doing that. It's just very nice looking. And we can get out of this. There's also an edit save data thing here, but let's not worry about that. Let's just jump right into the game. So out of all the Metal Gear games, this and Metal Gear Rising are the only ones I have experience with. So I'm not going to fumble as much on this one as I did with the older games. And immediately we're getting hit with our first cutscene. Productions in the short few years, absolutely insane, phenomenal upgrade.
Island in Alaska's Fox Archipelago was attacked and captured by next-generation special forces, being led by members of Foxhound. They're demanding that the government turn over the remains of Big Boss, and they say that if their demands are not met within 24 hours, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
I wouldn't think there's any remains of him left. We burnt him to a crisp.
Two mission objectives. First, you're to rescue DARPA Chief Donald Anderson and the president of Armstech, Kenneth Baker. Both are being held as hostages. Secondly, you're to investigate whether or not the terrorists have the ability to make a nuclear strike and stop them if they do.
What's the insertion method?
We'll approach the disposal facility by sub.
And then?
We'll launch a one-man SDV. After the SDV gets as close as it can, dispose of it. From there on, you'll have to swim. High-Tech Special Forces Unit Foxhound. Your former unit, and one that I was a commander of.
So they're still around.
There are 6 members of Foxhound involved in this terrorist activity. Psycho Mattis, with his powerful psychic abilities. Sniper Wolf, the beautiful and deadly sharpshooter. Decoy Octopus, master of disguise. Vulcan Raven, giant and shaman. And Revolver Ocelot, specialist in interrogation and a formidable gunfighter. And finally, in charge of them, Foxhound squad leader, Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake?
The man with
The opposite of Solid
you.
Snake.
The nuclear weapons disposal facility covers the whole island. I'll instruct you by codec after you reach your target.
Anyone going with me?
As usual, this is a one-man infiltration mission.
Weapons and equipment OSP?
Yes, this is a top-secret black op. Don't expect any official support.
Now, from there, you'd assume we'd get right into the game. But that's not true. We got one more cutscene to go through. But has some nice artwork though. Let's look at the briefing.
It's been a long time, Snake.
I should have known you were behind this, Colonel.
That's no way to greet an old war buddy, Snake.
What do you want from me?
I just invited you here so we could have a talk.
Invited? That's what you call sending armed soldiers after me?
Sorry if they were a little rough with you. But we've got a serious situation here. Only you can get us out of it.
I'm retired from Foxhound.
Got a
I'm
lot
not
of these
my
motion
commander
comic
anymore,
style
and I don't have to
cutscenes.
take orders from you or anyone else.
You will take these orders. I know it.
Excuse me.
Who's this?
Dr. Naomi Hunter. She's chief of Foxhound's medical staff and an expert in gene therapy.
Are you military?
No, civilian. I've been sent here from ATGC. Pleasure to meet you, Snake. Don't worry, this injection won't hurt a bit.
What's the shot for?
What's wrong? You don't like shots?
Snake, listen up. It all went down 5 hours ago. Heavily armed soldiers occupied Shadow Moses Island, a remote island off the coast of Alaska.
What soldiers?
Next Generation Special Forces, led by members of Unit Foxhound. They've presented Washington with a single demand, and they say that if it isn't met, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
A nuclear weapon?
I'm afraid so.
God, the beginning of
You see,
Snake
the
just
island
repeating
is the
things
site
back
of
to
a
everyone.
secret nuclear weapons disposal facility.
Foxhound hijacking a nuclear weapon?
Now you understand how serious the situation is. You'll have 2 mission objectives. First, you're to rescue the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, and the president of Arms Tech, Kenneth Baker. They're both being held as hostages.
Those are some heavy-duty hostages.
Secondly, you're to
It's such a good way to do
investigate
the
whether or not
cutscene.
terrorists have the ability to launch a nuclear strike.
It also lets them go
Stop
way
what
more
they
in
do.
detail with Snake's
Any
face.
questions, Snake?
Questions? I haven't even said whether I'd accept this mission.
Well, you can make up your mind after you hear more about the situation.
One second. Okay, there we go.
Colonel, I don't work for the government anymore. Let me go back to Twin Lakes.
Why, Snake? Is your life in Alaska all that great?
There's a dog sled race this week. Next Saturday, I have to be in Anchorage.
The Iditarod? The longest sled race in the world? When did you become a dog musher?
Right now, my 50 huskies are my only family. I've got to take care of them.
50 fucking huskies.
Don't
Jesus
worry
Christ.
about your dogs.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, Snake, but this vessel is headed for the Bering Sea. There's no room for debate.
I told you, even if I do owe you, I don't owe anything to this army or this country.
You will accept this assignment.
Why should I be stupid enough to do that? I'm no patriot.
Snake, there's enough dirt in your file from your days as an agent to keep you in the stockade until you're a very old man.
Oh, I see. Blackmail.
No, Snake. I prefer to look at it as helping you come to a decision more easily. But anyway, I know.
God,
you
he
better
sounds so
than that.
evil in this
You
scene. I've
take
never actually heard
assignment
this
even
one.
without the threat.
Why do you say that?
You're a natural-born soldier. You're not the grow old gracefully type. It's the same for all of us who've seen real action. The only place we can feel truly alive is on the battlefield. I'm a soldier too. I know those feelings of powerlessness, frustration that you feel every day. You've tried to play the Boy Scout out there in Alaska, but you can't race dogs in the snow forever. Why don't you come back to us and be a soldier again?
You think my life is some kind of a joke?
Snake, I just want to give you back your purpose in life.
They make Campbell sound like such a snake in these briefing videos. Oh. I know that wasn't all of them. There was 2 more. I guess that's it. Yeah. I can't seem to access anymore, so that seems to be it for now. Let me try one more time, because I was pressing every face button on these.
It's been a long time.
Okay, yeah, that one's done. I've seen that one. Up, there we go.
Tell me about the nuclear weapon disposal facility.
The disposal facility includes a hardened underground base. Even with our most advanced intelligence gathering equipment,
Thank you for the instructions.
Inside.
So someone needs to penetrate, gather intelligence, and report back. Sounds like a spy movie. What's the insertion method?
Well, an air insertion is impossible.
Not with this storm going on.
We'll approach the disposal facility by sub.
Approach?
Yes, within a few miles of it. The facility is equipped with sonar detection capabilities. They'd be able
I really
to
should
hear
watch
our
Escape
engine
from
or
New
propeller
York.
Noise.
And then?
We'll launch a
Considering that's like a
SDV.
major influence of this game.
Same as a torpedo, only this has no propulsion device of its own. After the SDV gets as close as it can, dispose of it. From there on, you'll have to swim.
You want me to swim in sub-zero Alaskan water?
Don't worry. That suit represents the latest advances in polythermal technology. The nuclear weapons disposal facility covers the whole island. I'll instruct you by codec after you reach your target.
Anyone going with me?
As usual, this is a one-man infiltration mission.
Weapons and equipment OSP?
Yes, this is a top-secret black op. Don't expect any official support.
Oh, hey, yeah, more of them unlocked. So we got a time limit video now. I've only ever watched that initial mission description one.
24
Never anything
hours.
else.
They say they'll launch after 24 hours.
Do they say what the target will be?
So far, they haven't mentioned the target.
When did the countdown start?
5 hours ago.
Yeah, I should have started the stream way earlier then. I was planning to start at like 9, and then I got delayed by an hour.
Colonel, who are you speaking for?
Naturally, I'm representing the US government.
So who's in supervisory control of this operation?
The President of the United States.
Which means that the President must be meeting with his top aides in the map room about now, huh?
No, at this point, they're still video conferencing with each other.
If that's a real nuclear warhead, shouldn't they issue a COG?
Not yet. The Secretary of Defense has operational control and is fully aware of the situation. After you infiltrate, if you determine they possess nuclear launch capabilities, a COG will be issued.
Well, if they haven't relocated to the nuclear shelter under Mount Washington, I suppose there isn't that much reason to worry yet. Is the National Security Agency in on this?
Yes. So is the DIA, the Defense Intelligence Agency.
The DIA? I'm starting to get a bad feeling about this.
They'll be sending us some support.
We don't need desk jockeys. We need a nuclear weapons specialist.
Of course. A nuclear weapons specialist has already been assigned to us.
And who would that be?
We need backup from a specialist. I'm just an amateur when it comes to nuclear weapons.
I know. That's why I've requested the assistance of a military analyst named Nastasha Romanenko.
God, I
She'll
love
be
Nastasha.
providing
She's
a
so
backup
good.
by Kodak.
A female analyst?
She's built up an impressive record as an advisor for the Nuclear Emergency Search Team. Contact her if you have any questions. She's also an expert on high-tech weapons.
Where's she working from?
At her home in Los Angeles.
California. Seems like a million miles away.
Oh, okay. I had no idea what cog meant. I was just going along with whatever it was.
Retired. Why are you involved in this?
Because there aren't many people who know Foxhound as well as I do.
Is that really the only reason?
I've been soldiering for a long time. I don't know anything else. I guess even though I'm getting a little old, I still love to be in the field.
Colonel, you're a lousy liar. Tell me the real reason.
Okay, Snake. Sorry. I'll be frank. A person very dear to me is being held hostage.
Who is it?
My niece, Meryl.
Let's hear more about Meryl.
What was your niece doing here?
Several soldiers were reported missing the day of the revolt. And my niece was one of those called in as an emergency replacement.
She looks like you.
She's my little brother's girl. He died in the Gulf War. And since then, I've been watching after her.
A personal motive, Colonel. That's not very soldierly.
I'm retired. I'm just an old man now. And I'm your friend.
Since when are we friends?
I've thought of us as friends since the fall of Zanzibar.
With my personality, I don't have too many friends.
That's what I trust about you. It's what makes you human. Please, Snake. Save my niece, Meryl.
All right. But I have two conditions.
Name them.
1, no more secrets between us. I want complete disclosure at all times. And 2, I'll only accept orders directly from you, Colonel. No cutoffs involved, okay?
Agreed. That's why I was called. But one thing.
What?
I'm not a colonel anymore. Just a retired old warhorse.
I understand, Colonel.
God, that wry little smile. No one was doing it like Kojima at this time.
That doctor, is she part of this operation too?
She was in charge of Foxhound's gene therapy. She knows more about those men than anyone else.
You mean you've seen them naked?
Make no mistake, I'm not a nurse. I'm a scientist.
By the way, what was that injection?
Was Metal Gear Solid dealing with
Combination
AI
of
by this
nanomachines
point?
and an anti-freezing peptide so that your blood and other bodily fluids don't freeze, even at
I don't think it
subarctic
was.
temperatures.
Nanomachines.
It's very much
Not
still
just one
old
kind,
war
either. There
and
are
nuclear
different types
warheads
which
type stuff.
replenish the supply of adrenaline,
I think they
nutrition,
get
and
into
sugar
AI
your
in this game
bloodstream.
though.
Now I don't have to worry about food.
I also put some nootropics in there.
Say what?
Nootropics. A class of drugs which will help improve your mental functioning.
It'll make me smarter, huh? Anything else?
Yes, Benzedrine. It's a type of stimulant. It'll keep you alert and responsive for 12 straight hours.
That was quite a cocktail. Anything else in there?
Those nanomachines will also keep your Codex batteries charged up.
Yeah, right there,
Guess I can
nanomachines.
call you when I'm ready to go on a diet.
I always just assumed nanomachines were like little I guess it's basically the same thing. AI. I just consider them like little CPUs. Oh, crap. I pressed the wrong button. Oh god, there's a lot here. Alright, let's hear about these hostages.
The chief of DARPA and the president of an arms manufacturing company. What business did they have at a nuclear weapons disposal facility?
The truth is that secret exercises were being conducted at the time the terrorist group attacked.
Must be extremely important exercises if those two were directly involved. Were they testing some kind of new advanced weapon?
I'm not privy to that information.
Do we know exactly where they're being held?
The DARPA chief has also been injected with a mini transmitter. As you get closer, you should be able to pick up his location on your radar.
Do they really have the ability to launch a nuclear?
Yeah, no,
missile?
I played this game before. I know a lot about its themes and everything going on. I just, for a second, I got tripped up if they even go into AI in this
Afraid
one.
So. At the very least, they've got their hands on a real nuclear warhead.
Isn't there some kind of safety device to prevent this type
Yeah,
of
I haven't played
terrorism?
later games.
Yes.
Metal Gear Solid 1 and
Warhead
Revengeance
in
are the
our
only ones I've
arsenal is
played.
equipped with a PAL, which uses a discrete detonation code.
PAL.
Permissive Action Link. The safety control system built into all nuclear weapons systems. But even so, we can't rest
Top
easy,
10 or 15 is still quite a
because
big
the DARPA
list.
chief knows the detonation code.
But even if they have a nuclear warhead, it must have been removed from its missile. All the missiles on these disposal sites are supposed to be dismantled. It's not that easy to get your hands on an ICBM.
That used to be true. But since the end of the Cold War, you can get anything if you have enough money and the right connections.
How well armed are these terrorists? I know there was an exercise going on at the time they revolted.
They're heavily armed, I'm afraid.
What about their battle experience?
The 6 members of Foxhound in charge are all hardened veterans. They're tough enough to eat nails and ask for seconds.
I wouldn't expect anything less from Foxhound.
The others are next-generation special forces. They're not your average grunts either.
Oh, that's all we get on that.
So what exactly are they demanding?
A person's remains.
Remains?
That's especially
right.
true for
To
the
be
villain
more accurate,
characters.
cell specimens which contain the individual's genomic information.
Cell specimens? Why would they want that?
The terrorists need them. You see, these next-generation special forces have been strengthened through gene therapy.
Strengthened?
You've heard of the Human Genome Project. They've been mapping the human genome, and they're nearly finished. Following up on this research, the military has been working towards identifying those genes which are responsible for making effective soldiers.
There are genes that do that?
Yes. And using gene therapy, they're able to transplant those genes into regular soldiers.
Gene therapy?
I'll explain this part. With gene therapy, we can remove those genes which we know may lead to sickness or disease, and at the same time splice in genes with beneficial effects, such as resistance to cancer, for example.
In other words, we can overcome all sorts of genetic diseases, and at the same time add genetic characteristics as desired.
Okay. And so if you knew what genes were responsible for making the perfect soldier, you could implant them in the same way, right?
Yes, we could.
But it all depends on being able to isolate and identify those soldier genes.
And in order to do that, it's helpful if you can study the genomic information of one of the greatest soldiers ever.
And that's why they need Big Boss. And not the guy that killed Big Boss.
One of the greatest soldiers ever?
The man they call the greatest warrior of the 20th century.
You don't mean Big Boss.
That's right. We've been working feverishly to identify the genes responsible for his incredible combat skill. So far, we've discovered about 60 of the so-called soldier genes.
So his body was recovered after all.
Yes, and his cells have remained frozen in a cryo chamber. His genomic information is a priceless treasure to mankind.
Priceless to the military, perhaps.
His body was burned severely, but it was possible to restore his DNA profile from just a single strand of his hair.
You people are amazing.
I'm surprised a strand of hair even survived that burning.
Yes. We'll use a process that I discovered called gene targeting. The strongest soldiers don't become what they are by acquiring their skills through training or experience. We now know that hereditary factors are far more crucial for creating superior soldiers.
Snake, we can't give them his body. It's potentially more dangerous than all the nuclear warheads on that island put together.
I hear the terrorists are calling themselves the Sons of Big Boss.
The Sons of Big Boss?
I didn't actually know that part was a thing in this game. Calling themselves the Sons of Big Boss.
Tell me about these next-generation special forces.
They started out as an anti-terrorist special ops unit, made up of former members of biochem units, technical escort units, and the nuclear emergency search team. Their purpose was to respond to threats involving next-generation weapons of mass destruction, including NBC.
Yeah, I remember a specific thing about it. I just didn't remember. I didn't know at this point they dropped that. Yeah, they call themselves the Sons of Big Boss.
Looks like a pretty international group.
That's something that gets revealed way later
and
in the
it gets
game.
worse. Most of them were from a merc agency that I think you're familiar with. They were part of Big Boss's private guard. And after Big Boss went down, the military just bought out all their contracts.
Outer heaven.
After that, they were merged with our own VR unit, Force 21, and retrained. If you ask me, these so-called next-generation special forces should be called simulated soldiers. They have no real battle experience.
Video game players, huh?
Don't forget they've all been strengthened with gene therapy. They carry genes which make them excellent soldiers. Don't get careless just because they don't have much experience.
I thought using genetically modified soldiers was prohibited by international law.
Yes, but those are just declarations, not actual treaties.
The interesting thing is that nearly every member of the unit conspired in this attack.
How could an entire unit be subverted to rebellion?
They're calling it a revolution.
Since they all went through the same gene therapy, they probably felt closer than brothers. They see the unit as their only family.
The Sons of Big Boss. But if they were regular army, they must have been interviewed periodically by army counselors.
According to their files, they all got straight A's on their psychological tests. They all seemed like fine, upstanding, patriotic soldiers.
But they all took part in the uprising?
No, several people didn't show up on the day of the exercise. That's why there was a resupply of troops.
Was there any sign recently that something might be wrong?
There was a report a month ago that they were acting strangely.
Apparently they consulted classified information about the soldier genes and performed their own gene therapy experiments.
They can do that even without you?
Well, our gene therapy process is almost completely automated. And besides that, they're all geniuses with IQs over 180.
God damn, they're all
The
smart.
existence of this genome army is a national secret of the highest order. We've been hoping to investigate this thing quietly and deal with it behind closed doors.
It's going to be very funny when I fool them with just footprints in the snow. And a cardboard box.
High-Tech Special Forces Unit Foxhound. Your former unit, and one that I was a commander of. An elite group combining firepower and expertise. They're every bit as good as when I was commander.
Yeah, it's gonna make all this really stupid shit even funnier, knowing that they're all supposed to be
There are 6 members
geniuses
of
with
Foxhound
180
involved in this
IQ.
terrorist activity. Psycho Mattis, with his powerful psychic abilities. Sniper Wolf, the beautiful and deadly sharpshooter. Decoy Octopus, master of disguise. Vulcan Raven, giant and shaman. And Revolver Ocelot, specialist in interrogation and a formidable gunfighter.
Looks like a lovely bunch of folks. Too bad we'll be meeting under these circumstances.
And finally, in charge of them, Foxhound's squad leader, Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake?
Yes. And you're the only person who can stand against him.
Let's find out about this Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake. The man with the same codename as you.
Tell me what you know.
He fought in the Gulf War as a teenager, the youngest person in the SAS. His job was to track down and destroy mobile Scud missile launching platforms. You were there too, I believe. Didn't you infiltrate Western Iraq with a platoon of Green Berets?
I was just a kid myself back then.
The details are classified, but it seems that originally he penetrated the Middle East.
Yeah, Footprints is the big one that they added for this one.
He was a spy for the British Secret Intelligence Service?
But he never once showed his face in Century House. He was taken prisoner.
You know,
in
I
Iraq.
played this game super
After
late in
that,
my
there
life,
was
and
no
I,
trace of him
like,
for several
I didn't play it
years.
as a child. And
After you
this
retired,
Footprints
he
in the
was
Snow
rescued.
still gets to me.
Became a member of Foxhound.
I thought that by the time I left, they were no longer using code names.
I don't know his real name. That information is so highly classified that even I can't look at it. Here's a photo of him. Pretty shocking, huh? His skin tone is different, but otherwise you two are exact duplicates.
I have a twin?
I don't know the details, but it seems so. That's why we really need you for this mission.
You're the only one who can beat
Go
him.
kill the twin brother you
Now
just
that I've
learnt
met
about
you, I
Snake.
know. You've got something that he doesn't. I can see it in your eyes.
Why don't I find that thought more comforting?
Okay, and that's all of them for real this time.
I need to borrow your scissors.
Oh,
What are
never
you going
mind.
to do?
Don't worry, just gonna clean myself up a little.
Huh?
I don't want to be mistaken for the leader of the terrorists.
He really went for the effort of adding that just so we'd see why he has short hair in the game. I think I'm just gonna go normal. It's been a long time since I played Metal Gear Solid 1, so I don't know if I'm comfortable jumping to hard just yet.
Stay alert. He'll be through here. I know it. I'm going to swat down a couple of bothersome flies.
Whoa, 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 hang on. Spoilers, mister. We gotta at least wait for these things to happen on screen before we talk about them.
This is Snake. Colonel, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What's the situation, Snake?
Looks like the elevator in the back is the only way up.
Just as I expected. You'll have to take the elevator to the surface. But make sure nobody sees you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85. When you want to use the codec, Push the select button. When we need to contact you, the codec will beep. When you hear that noise, press the select button. The codec's receiver
Colonel, how are you doing that?
the small bones of
The
your
subtitles
ear.
are different from what
No
you're
one
saying.
but you will be able to hear it.
Got it. Okay, I'm ready to go.
Right. One second. Now that we're through half an hour of cutscenes, I'm going to do social posts saying that I am starting the game for real this time. Let me just copy that. Up, and Twitter doesn't want to be cooperative, so that gets nothing. Alright, let's go. Oh. Oh. I feel like there's a lot of input delay on this. Wait, is it? Okay. I think it was there was a lot of input delay because I might have been alt-tabbed. Okay, that's still... Just coming to terms with the controls real quick. That could also be the case, yeah. But it feels better now than it did the moment I started the game. I got very worried for a moment. Oh, I can't carry anymore.
Snake, there's an elevator there you can take up to the ground. You'll just have to wait for the elevator to come down. You'd better hide somewhere.
Oh, nope. Accidentally called him again.
Wait for the elevator.
Come on, hurry up. Oh, good lord, that got very close. Yeah, no, having to get into the elevator to get out of that room is a really good touch to the physicality of the world. Like, it's really important to make these games feel like it's a physical world that everything is connected in. Yeah, no, even for today, this is amazing, but in 1998, this would have been mind-blowing. But the way the camera movements are shot and everything, they really do a lot really well in this.
Excellent, Snake. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit.
How's that sneaking suit working out?
I'm nice and dry, but it's a little hard to move.
Bear with it. It's designed to prevent hypothermia. This is Alaska, you know.
Take it easy, I'm grateful. If it weren't for your suit and your shot, I would have turned into a popsicle out there.
An anti-freezing peptide, Snake. All of the genome soldiers in this exercise are using it.
I see. I'm relieved to hear that. Already tested, huh? By the way, how's the diversionary operation going?
2 F-16s just took off from Galena and are headed your way. The terrorist radar should have already picked them up.
Behind D. Colonel.
We took one of those out before.
What's a Russian gunship doing here?
I have no idea, but it looks like our little diversion got their attention. Now's your best chance to slip in unnoticed.
But yeah, no, Kojima's directorial ability in this game is insane. Like, you can tell he's learned a lot from being a cinephile.
You've got to hurry.
Wow, he must be crazy to fly a hind in this kind of weather.
Mei Ling!
Oh, sorry.
I love Mei
introduced
Ling
you
so
yet.
much.
This is Mei Ling. She was assigned to us as our visual and data processing specialist. She designed your codec, as well as your Soliton radar system. Contact her if you have any questions about either of them.
Nice to meet you, Snake. It's an honor to speak to a living legend like yourself. What's wrong?
Nothing. I just didn't expect a world-class designer of military technology to be so cute.
You're just flattering me.
No, I'm serious. Well, I know I won't be bored for the next 18 hours.
Come on. I can't believe I'm being hit on by the famous Solid Snake. But I'm surprised. You're very frank for a trained killer.
Looks like we both have a lot to learn about each other.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to learning about the man behind the legend. But first, let me explain about your Soliton radar system.
He just hits on every woman he comes across in these
The bright
games.
dot in the middle is you, Snake. The red dots are your enemies, and the blue cone shape represents their field of vision. Be careful, Snake. The genome soldiers have highly developed senses of hearing and vision due to their gene therapy. Make sure you don't let them see you.
First, I want you to infiltrate the disposal site and look for the DARPA chief.
The DARPA chief was injected with the same GPS transmitting nanomachines as you. He should appear on your radar as a green dot.
Get whatever information you can from him about the terrorists. If he's alive, that is.
Snake, your radar isn't affected by the weather, but if you're discovered by an enemy, you won't be able to use it.
Yes, it gets jammed easily, I'm afraid.
Yes, it's all made from currently existing technology. You won't be able to use it in an area with strong harmonic resonance, so be careful.
We'll be monitoring your movements by radar, so contact us by codec anytime you want.
Got it. I'll call if I'm feeling lonely.
Seriously, Snake, we're here to back you up, so call if you need some information or advice. I'm also in charge of your mission data. Contact me if you want me to record your current status. My frequency is 140.96. It's a dedicated frequency for saving data. Don't forget it.
Remember, except for your binoculars, you're naked. You need to arm yourself with whatever weapons you can find.
I remember. First, I'm strip searched by Dr. Naomi here, and then all my weapons are taken away. Imagine yourself put in that position.
Well, if you make it back in one piece, maybe I'll let you do a strip search on me.
I'll hold you to that, Doctor. By the way, sorry to disappoint you, but I did manage to smuggle out my smokes.
How did you do that?
In my stomach. Thanks to the shot you gave me that suppressed my stomach acids.
Cigarettes? How are those going to help you?
You never know.
Snake, don't move out yet. I guess the cutscene still isn't done.
To get in, there's the front door. It's the fastest way, but there's too much risk of being spotted by the enemy.
I can't just knock on the door and ask them to let me in. There's one sentry on the left and one on the right. They're armed with 5.56ers and pineapples.
What about the air duct near the door? There should also be a duct on the second floor.
I can't see it from here.
Just like the
I'll let
Metal
you
Gear
decide the
2
best COA.
introduction.
I'm counting on you, Snake.
Alright. Let's call Mei Ling. Oh, it's already saved. Never mind then. I remember there being something on the helipad. Scope. There we go. Is there a way to circle to zoom in, and X to zoom out? I think that's just ammo. Shaft grenades. Which are... disables electronics. Cool.
A surveillance camera?
Come on! Oh, God. There we go. So these are all video camera. Oh, wait. There's a guy over there. And he's sleeping. Yeah, I also noticed a video camera over him. Don't worry. I believe if I'm directly under the video camera, it doesn't go off. Yes.
That base must have some kind of ventilation system to recirculate the air. There should be air ducts around there somewhere. They must need a lot of power to run the base. There's probably a diesel generator somewhere. And since generating electricity requires oxygen, there must be exhaust openings for that too. You're not gonna believe this, but they shot down the F-16s we were using as a diversion.
Already?
The Hind D. Then we got a message from Liquid. He said if we try something like that again, he'll launch the nuke. Snake, hurry up and get in there. That Hind will be coming back soon.
I don't know why he's surprised by the Hind D. We said it pretty out loud that there was one coming. Yep, another call.
Snake, this is McDonald Miller. It's been a long time.
Master, what are you doing here?
I quit being a drill instructor, so I moved out here for some peace and quiet. I'm in retirement, just like you. Once in a while, I still help train the Alaskan Scouts.
Passing on the skills to a new generation, huh?
Campbell
Yeah,
told me about
I
the
just said the
situation.
tone of it made it sound like he was surprised that it was a Hind D
There's no one
that
I'd
he
rather
showed
have
up
in
in.
the foxhole
At least that's how it
than
sounded to me.
Well, I know lots about survival in a harsh environment. I've lived in Alaska longer than you, so call me if you have any questions about the flora or fauna out here. My frequency is 141.80.
Miller is great. Hopefully he doesn't just tell me to take cold medicine in this game. Every time I call him.
I moved the DARPA chief to the cell in the first floor basement.
What about the vent shaft cleaning?
They just opened the vent covers. They're about to start spraying for rats.
First floor basement ventilation shaft.
Shut those covers as soon as they're done spraying. Also, keep your eye on that woman in the cell. Don't get careless now.
Woman in the cell?
Will anything happen if I call Campbell with that information?
Snake, didn't you hear that the DARPA chief was moved to a cell in the first floor basement?
He just cares about the DARPA chief right now. Yeah, that was one of the first things I tried out as the game was starting out. I was seeing if I could walk slowly. But no, I think this game was made before the analog stick was.
Press the action button to drop down.
Give me 1 second. Is it a ration? It is, and I'm topped up on those. Yeah, no, Rumble is definitely in this game. One of the biggest things in this game is using the Rumble pack.
Use the elevator to change floors. There should be a cargo elevator that you can take down somewhere around there. Try to find it.
I believe there's something good in here. So... thermal goggles. Great. I haven't seen any speedruns for this game. I'm just going all off memory right now. I had no idea that was a thing. I just forgot to take the chaff grenade off.
Look at the radar. It's picking up the DARPA chief. He's the green dot.
That's
Hurry and
good
rescue
to know. I may have to just always have a grenade on me then.
Snake, if you want to go up or down a ladder, just press the action button by the ladder.
I don't think it's running at a slower frame rate. I was just worried about input delay before. Yeah, this could be running on the PAL version. Are you the DARPA chief?
Is that a woman? Not him.
No, you're not the DARPA chief.
Snake, the DARPA chief's signal is coming from somewhere in that area. Isn't there some place to drop down? Take a look around in first-person view mode.
I thought you'd changes every now and then, but that might be after this cutscene. Oh, that's an odd thing to do. I may have to see if there's a mod to restore it to the 30 FPS version.
I'm here to save you. You're the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, right?
You here to save me, huh? What's your outfit?
I'm the pawn they sent here to save your worthless butt.
Really? It's true. You don't look like one of them. In that case, hurry up and get me out of here.
Slow down.
Oh, thank you, Ragnar.
First, I want some information about the terrorists.
I think, I do think overall it's a good move by Konami, but it would have been better if there was like a toggle in the options to go PAL or
They say if they don't
NTSC.
accede to their demands, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
Sweet Jesus.
Is it possible?
It's possible. They could launch a nuke.
How do they plan to launch? I thought this place was just for keeping the dismantled warheads. They shouldn't have access to a missile.
What I'm about to tell you is classified information. Okay?
Yeah, I'll have it fixed for the next stream. This one we just deal with the PAL frame rate.
What?
A weapon with the ability to launch a nuclear attack from any place on the face of the Earth. A nuclear-equipped walking battle tank.
I've heard of one of those before.
Metal Gear. It can't be.
You knew? Metal Gear is one of the most secret black projects. How did you know that?
Hi, Rex. I love you, Rex.
So that's the reason you were here at this disposal site?
Why else would I come to a godforsaken place like this?
I had heard the Metal Gear project was scrapped.
On the contrary, it's grown into a huge joint project between ArmsTech and ourselves. We were going to use this exercise as raw data and then proceed to mass production. If it hadn't been for the revolution.
Revolution?
Rex has fallen into the hands of terrorists.
Rex?
Metal Gear Rex. The code name for the new Metal Gear prototype. They're probably already finished arming the warhead they plan to use with Rex. These guys are pros. They're all experienced in handling and equipping weapons.
Hey! Shut up in there, will ya?
But I thought that all nuclear warheads were equipped with safety measures. Some kind of detonation code that you have to input.
Oh, you mean PAL? Yes, of course, there is a PAL. It's set up so that you need to input 2 different passwords in order to launch the device.
There are 2 passwords?
Yes. Baker knows one, and I know one.
Baker? The president of ArmsTech?
That's right. Each of us needs to input our password, or there can be no launch. But they found
Yeah, they might have
my
just...
password.
They might have not considered doing a mill... No, wait, this game does end on a cliffhanger that would continue.
Minds. You can't resist.
Psycho Mantis?
One of the members of Foxhound. He has psychic powers.
So yeah, they must have just changed their mind on the abbreviate, the way it's spelt out between games.
If they find out Baker's password...
Yes, they'll be able to launch a nuke anytime. But there is a way to stop the launch.
What?
The card keys.
Card keys?
They were designed by ArmsTech, the system developers, as an emergency override. Even without the passwords, you can just insert the card keys and engage the safety lock.
And if I do that?
Yes. You can stop the launch.
That card key.
So where are the keys?
Baker should have them. Listen, you need 3 card keys. There are 3 different slots to put them in. You need to insert a card into each one of them.
Okay, 3 card keys. Do you know where they might be keeping Baker?
Somewhere in the 2nd floor basement.
2nd floor basement?
I heard the guards say they moved him to an area that has a lot of electronic jamming.
Any other clues?
Yes, they cemented over the entrances, but didn't have enough time to paint them. Why don't you look for the areas where the walls are a different color? Here, take this. It's my ID card. It'll open any level 1 security door.
Hell yeah, level 1.
Hand card. It works together with your body's own electrical field.
Personal area network, huh?
It transmits data using the salts in your body as the transmission medium. As you approach the door's security devices, they'll read the data stored in the card.
And the doors will open automatically. Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna get you out of here.
Wait a minute.
What is it?
You haven't heard any other way to disarm the PAL, have you? From your bosses or anyone?
No.
Are you sure you haven't heard anything?
I just said no.
So does the White House plan to give in to the terrorists' demands?
That's their problem. It has nothing to do
You're
with
being
my
very
orders.
pushy about this.
But what about the Pentagon?
Pentagon? What is it?
Hey, what happened?
Dead. Naomi.
Head's so good he collapsed and won't get back up.
I don't know. It looked like a heart attack, but
A heart attack? No,
Colonel, are you hiding something from me?
absolutely not. Snake, you've got to understand. This op is security level red. You need the highest security clearance to get access to the complete file.
You want me to believe that you're in charge of this op, but you don't have complete access to the file?
I told you, the Secretary of Defense is in operational control.
Oh, that's
I'm
interesting.
just here as your support. Snake, we don't have time to debate. Get out of there and find President Baker.
Katakana being all caps is a pretty interesting change. Right, there's something underneath his bed, isn't there? Guy in the other room sounds like he got good head too.
Don't move! So you killed the chief, you bastard! Liquid? No, you're not. Don't move!
Is this the first time you ever pointed a gun at a person? Your hands are shaking. Can you shoot me, rookie?
Careful, I'm no rookie.
Liar. That nervous glance, that scared look in your eyes. They're rookie's eyes if I ever saw them. You've never shot a person, am I right?
You talk too much.
You haven't even taken the safety off, rookie.
I told you I'm no rookie!
You're not one of them, are you?
Open that door. You've got a card, don't you?
Why?
So we can get the hell out of here.
Looks like we'll be a little delayed. What are you doing? Don't think! Shoot!
Hold on. Damn, they took a lot.
Shoot!
Don't talk to me like a rookie.
I'm telling you, shoot!
Oh, I can imagine.
Snake, what are you doing? Take care of the bad guys and get the hell out of there. You better use that weapon you found.
Don't ask why I crouched on top of the grenades. I tried to use X as a sprint button.
Thanks for the help.
Wait! Who are you?
Snake, why did you focus on the ass?
You fool! You've killed him! I'm sorry, sir.
His mental shielding was very strong. I could not dive into his mind.
Now we'll never get that detonation code.
Boss, I have a good idea.
Snake, how did you see that?
Good girl. Just like that.
Naomi, I just had some kind of hallucination. Is it from the nanomachines?
No, Snake. The nanomachines are functioning properly.
So what was it?
It must have been psychometric interference coming from Psycho Mantis, Foxhound's psychic. Think of it as a mental feedback loop.
So that was Mantis.
Right, let's get this card. There was nothing underneath Meryl's bed. I'm sorry, that's Gel's bed. Hold on, we're not talking about things coming up in the game later yet. Well, we approach these things as they happen in the game. I'm so used to pressing X to confirm, I keep forgetting this game is circle. Hey, that's painted different. Now, how do we break the wall? Oh, God. Oh, my God, I forgot about that. Hey, C4. So that's level 2. What about these other doors I couldn't unlock? Level 3. And level 5. Here we go. Trapdoors will never get me as long as I'm holding a grenade. I'm sure there's a wall somewhere else around here. There we go. Hold on, let me go that one first. Oh. And I think I can go back and top up on C4 grenades again. I mean C4 plants. Yeah, I can. Cool. Good to know. Now, what is in here? Progress. That's in there.
Am I too late? He's alive. You're the Arms Tech president, Kenneth Baker, right? Don't worry. I'm here to save you.
No, don't touch it.
C4.
Right. Touch that wire, and the C4 will blow up along with the old man. So you're the one that the boss keeps talking about.
And you?
Special Operations Foxhound. Revolver Ocelot.
Chat, get the picture of Revolver Ocelot, Revolver Ocelot, Revolver Ocelot.
I've been waiting for you, Solid Snake. Now we'll see if the man can live up to the legend. This is the greatest handgun ever made. The Colt Single Action Army. 6 bullets, more than enough to kill anything that moves. Now I'll show you why they call me Revolver.
Is it because you use a revolver?
Draw!
So let's get my ration.
Draw! Hiding won't help you. I understand the bullets. I make them go where I want.
Let's get some advice.
If you've got a question about Foxhound, ask Dr. Naomi.
Revolver Ocelot is a former member of Spetsnaz. After the fall of the Soviet Union, he apparently served in the Russian tax police's elite SWAT team. After that, he joined the SVR, the Russian Foreign Intelligence Agency, which was formerly a part of the KGB. But according to my sources, he was dissatisfied with the rigid system of the KGB and wanted to get out. That's when he was recruited by Foxhound. He's a gun fanatic and totally obsessed with cowboy movies and spaghetti westerns. He's also something of a sadist. He learned the most advanced torture techniques while he was with Spetsnaz.
Yeah, he had plenty of practice. Lubyanka prison is located right there inside KGB headquarters. In a gunfight, reloading is usually the most dangerous time, but he loves it. Use that to your advantage. You'll have to take him out when he's reloading. Can you see where his number of remaining bullets is displayed on the screen? Wait for the right moment, and then take him out.
It's very useful that they display that. Master Miller, do you have anything to say?
The muzzle velocity of a bullet fired from a revolver is slower than one fired from an automatic. That's bad for you. The slower a gun's muzzle velocity, the more damage it does. That's because the bullet will tend to lodge in the body instead of going right through. Those kind of wounds take a long time to heal. Sometimes they never do. I think that's part of the reason he likes that gun. He's a real sick puppy, that Ocelot. The biggest drawback to a revolver is the reload time. That's your chance.
I didn't know how
Oh god.
I love to reload during a battle. There's nothing like the feeling of slamming a long silver bullet into a well-used chamber. All right, I'm alive. Let's go. To settle this. I need more help.
Come on, Ocelot.
I love the smell of water. You know. But to you, it'll be the same. Wait a minute.
I'm getting this a little more. I can get 2 shots off per his reload now.
Wait a minute.
Where'd he go?
You're pretty good.
One more grunt from
Just what
Baker.
I expect from the man with the same code as the boss. It's been a long time since I had such a good fight, but I'm just getting warmed up. What? My hand! Stealth camouflage. Can't you even die right? You were lucky. We'll meet again.
Thank you, Miss Reed, invisible swordsman.
I like you. I have no name. That exoskeleton.
What an odd fellow.
Can you talk?
Who are you?
I'm not one of them. The DARPA chief told me he gave them his detonation code. What about yours?
Oh, I get it. Jim sent you. You're from the Pentagon.
Answer my question. What about your code? There's no time.
I talked.
What? Now the terrorists have both codes and can launch any time.
It's not like I didn't fight. I managed to resist Psycho Mantis's mind probe.
He couldn't read you? How'd you do it?
Surgical implants in my brain.
Surgical implants?
Kind of like a psychic insulation. Everyone who knows these top secret codes has it.
Even the DARPA chief?
Of course.
But the DARPA chief said Mantis got his code by reading his mind.
Are you sure you heard him right?
Yeah, I'm sure. In that case, how did they get your code?
I never had any training on how to resist torture.
It looks like he had some fun with you, all right.
Oh, he's not human. I tell you, he loved every second of it.
What happened to your arm?
He broke it.
Looks like you're more than even now. His was sliced off.
Ha, you're a funny man. So the DARPA chief, is he okay?
Dead.
What? Can't be. No, that's not what you promised, Jim. Now you want to shut me up?
Calm down. What's wrong with you? I just told you I was here to save you. I didn't kill the DARPA chief. He had a heart attack or something.
A heart attack? Oh, don't be a fool.
Anyway, the terrorists have both codes now.
Those boys are totally insane. They wouldn't hesitate to launch.
I agree, but what do they really want?
Oh, who knows? Maybe they're like us in the arms industry, always looking forward to the next good war.
Well, I'm not gonna let these maniacs start a war today. You still have the card keys?
Card keys?
To override the detonation code. I heard you had them.
No, not anymore.
What? Who does then? Not the terrorists?
No, that woman.
Woman? Who?
A soldier that was thrown in prison along with me.
A female soldier, it must be.
She said she had just joined up as a new recruit. They threw her in prison because she refused to take part in the rebellion.
A new recruit? Could that be the Colonel's niece?
I gave her the key. Looks like she managed to break out of here, though. I hope she's okay.
I'm sure she is. She's green, but as tough as they come. But how did you know she escaped?
I was in contact with her by codec. Until I was tied up here, that is.
Codec?
Yes, she stole it from the guard. If she still has it, you should be able to contact her.
I'm sure she still has it. What frequency was she at?
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, it's... Oh, sorry. I forgot.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's right. It should be on the back of the CD case. Try to contact her.
I'll contact her right away. But tell me, if this doesn't work, is there some other way to prevent the missile launch?
You need to find Hal Emmerich, one of my employees.
Who's that?
The team leader of the Metal Gear Rex project. A genius at engineering, but a little bit of an oddball. If there's anyone who can figure out how to stop Metal Gear from launching, it's him.
What if he can't come up with anything?
You'll have to destroy it. Emmerich knows how to destroy Metal Gear.
Where is this Emmerich?
Well, he's probably being held somewhere in the nuclear warhead storage building. It's north from here. That's where he worked.
I understand, but why Metal Gear? The nuclear age ended with the turn of the millennium.
Oh, you're wrong. The threat of nuclear war isn't gone. In fact, it's greater than it's ever been. The amount of spent nuclear fuel and plutonium is increasing even today. Listen.
I love them using real-world footage.
No.
Drums and drums of nuclear waste stacked this high, as far as you can see. Because there's still no real way to dispose of the stuff.
So they just close the lid and try to pretend like it'll go away?
Essentially, yes. And they're not even doing a good job of storing it. Many of the drums are corroded, with nuclear waste seeping out of them.
Unbelievable.
Not only that, but several pounds of MUF are reported every year.
MUF?
It stands for material unaccounted for.
It proves that there's a large and well-organized black market in nuclear materials. Furthermore,
It's just so
since the end of the
striking
Cold
because
War,
I didn't
Russian
know
nuclear
Metal Gear could be
engineers in
so,
particular
you
are
know,
out of
political.
work with nowhere to turn. In other words, there's plenty of available nuclear material and scientists for making a bomb. We live in an age when any small country can have a nuclear weapons program.
What about the other superpowers?
Russia and China still maintain a significant nuclear presence. Complete nuclear disarmament is an impossibility. To maintain our own policy of deterrence, we need a weapon of overwhelming power.
You mean Metal Gear?
Yes. You know our industry suffered quite a blow as a result of the cuts in military budgets due to this so-called peace.
I remember hearing a lot about mergers and takeovers among the big weapons makers.
Yes, and after my company lost their bid to produce the Air Force's next line of fighter jet, the Metal Gear system was our last ace in the hole. That's why we pushed to have Metal Gear developed as a black project.
Black project?
Secret projects.
We couldn't make air fighters, so we went back to the well and did a new Metal Gear because we were desperate.
And no one can bother you. Not even those bleeding heart liberals on the Military Oversight Committee.
Those goddamn liberals.
Bribes.
I prefer to think of it as good business. Anyway, Metal Gear was going to be formally adopted after the results of this exercise were analyzed.
I don't give a crap about you and your company.
Yes, that's about what I'd expect from a grunt like you. Here, this is what you came for, right?
What's that?
An optical disc. It's all here. The main hard drive was destroyed by gunfire. This is the only remaining copy of the data.
What kind of data?
All the data collected from this exercise. Don't play dumb. I know you were sent to get this. I hid it from that sadistic maniac while he was torturing me. They don't know this disc exists. Make sure you report this to Jim. To your boss. I'll give you my card too. It'll open up all security level 2 doors.
Can you walk?
No. No, you go on without me. They got my password. They don't want anything else from me.
I have one more question. Who or what was that ninja thing? It looked like you knew something.
That ninja? That was Foxhound's dark little secret.
Dark little secret?
An experimental genome soldier.
You know him?
You should ask Dr. Naomi Hunter from Foxhound. She knows better than I.
Naomi?
Hold on. Naomi didn't say anything about being Foxhound.
Public, my company and I are finished.
What? Doesn't Metal Gear use currently existing technology?
Metal Gear itself does, but... What did you do to me? Oh, no. Oh, no, it can't be. Those Pentagon bastards. So, they actually went and did it.
What are you talking about?
They're just using you for...
What the hell?
Alright, it goes right into codec.
Colonel, are you listening? Now he's dead too.
I have no idea.
Don't lie to me.
It looked like another heart attack, but...
Some kind of poison?
Well, there are lots of drugs that can cause a heart attack in large doses. For example, potassium chloride or dioxides, but we won't be able to tell without doing an autopsy.
Damn!
Snake, I want you and Meryl to work together.
Can I trust her?
More than you can trust me. Get in contact with her.
Snake, there's a lot of electrical
Right now, there's
interference
not very
coming from
much
her.
trust,
It should be okay
Campbell.
if you do burst transmission like us, but normal transmission is probably impossible. Try moving away from that area.
Snake, get a hold of yourself.
Naomi, what the hell was that ninja thing? A member of Foxhound?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, we have no one like that in our unit.
Is that right?
Snake, I'm counting on you.
Yeah, no, I definitely remember everyone being like, yeah, I love War, I love Big Boss, he was so right. Real quick pause. Because yeah, I was reading everything you were typing, Ragnell, but I didn't want to talk a whole lot over the cutscenes. I just wanted to make snide comments here and there, and then I'd get back to these. Yeah, no, I really appreciate that this is like a game that goes into the whole, like, yeah, as you said, like tension between nations and, other, like, basically tensions between nations, yeah. And it's basically just becoming a who's going to push the button to start the war sort of scenario, and until that happens, everyone's just bolstering themselves so that they're ready for when that eventually happens. I'm scared of the range of that camera. Okay, I can't use either of those yet. But yeah, also, yeah, that Baker cutscene is jam-packed with so much stuff. Like, they start setting up a lot of things with the story in that one. Okay, he's going that way. What level were you? Okay, you were level 2. Up. I know what to do here. Actually, does anyone have anything to say about these lasers?
Are you smoking?
Yeah, so what?
Didn't you know that cigarettes contain benzopyrene, a chemical that leads to lung cancer? We now know that when benzopyrene enters the body, it changes to benzopyrene diolipoxide, BPDE, and attaches to the receptors on the p53 gene, the gene which causes lung cancer. The BPDE attaches to the p53 gene in 3 specific locations and causes precancerous changes to the lung tissue.
You know a lot about science, but you don't know how good a cigarette tastes in the morning.
This game does support
First,
cigarette
the DARPA
use.
chief, and then President Baker die of a heart attack?
Yeah, smells pretty rotten to me. Master, do you know anything?
No, but there's definitely something going on. Keep your eyes open out there.
Right, maybe if I don't have the cigarettes, they'll say something.
It looks like the place is protected by infrared sensors. Somehow you'll have to make it past the beams. If you have any questions about weapons or equipment, you should ask our military analyst, Nastasha. Her frequency is 141.52.
People who have been through war and survived develop a kind of sixth sense to warn them of danger. Trust your instincts as a soldier, as a gamer.
He said 141.56, right?
It looks like the place is protected by
141.52.
This is Nastasha Romanenko. A pleasure to work with you, Solid Snake.
You're the nuclear specialist that the Colonel mentioned?
That's me. You can ask me anything about nukes that you want. I am also a military analyst, so I have an extensive knowledge of weapon systems as well. They asked me to participate in this operation as a supervisor from the Nuclear Emergency Search Team. I was happy to accept. We must not allow terrorists to get their hands on nuclear weapons of any kind. I hope I can help you to stop them.
You're a tough lady.
Yeah, Nastasha's great.
Are serious about launching a nuclear weapon? The world cannot stand by idly and allow that to happen, and neither can I. Unfortunately, all I can do from here is provide you with information.
Hopefully that'll be enough.
She's also got a
Another
cigarette as
soldier
well.
will make a difference anyway. It's good to work with you, Nastasha.
Same here, Snake.
So she's gonna get along well with Snake.
Snake, that room is set with infrared sensors. You should be able to see them if you had some smoke. Cigarette smoke or something.
Sorry, but these are smokeless cigarettes.
You mean those cigarettes that are designed to cut down on secondhand smoke? Oh, well, don't worry. If you blow the smoke in the direction of the infrared sensors, you should be able to see them. That was a good idea of bringing the cigarettes, but don't smoke too much. Cigarettes make you weak in mind and body. They are bad for you.
She says one with her mouth, with one in her mouth. Let's get some information on these guns as well.
A Snake, that room is...
Oh, she's only going to talk about the infrared sensors. Alright, pause real quick. Let me pull this up on stream real quickly. So as I started... Hold on. I need to find a picture. As I started, I said we'd need a sneaky screenshot of the back of the box. So here it is. Now let's inspect that real quick. I need to pull it up on my own side as well because I can't see it well enough on my OBS. Actually, no, if I full screen OBS, I should be able to. So let's zoom in. Let's look at these game pictures. Yeah, those are pretty nice, but there's one right here that looks like a codec call. 140.15. I love that. I love this game doing this. It's such a silly way to show you a codec. So 140.15.
Who are you?
I was really impressed with the way you busted yourself out of there.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. I tried inspecting that CD in the game as well, and I played the game through PSN.
I'm the fool that your uncle
So I think you had to. I think it said something in that version of the game you had to look up.
I don't need lectures. You're just like your uncle, you know.
How do you know my uncle?
We go way back.
What's your name?
My name's not important.
Aha. Could you be Snake? Are you Solid Snake?
That's what some people call me.
The legendary Solid Snake? You? Sorry about before. I wasn't sure if you were one of the good guys.
But I knew you were.
How?
It's your eyes.
My eyes?
They're not soldiers' eyes.
And they're rookies' eyes, right?
No, they're beautiful, compassionate eyes.
Oh, just what I'd expect from the legendary Solid Snake.
Immediate hitting on her.
Don't worry, you'll land back on them once you meet me. The reality is no match for the legend, I'm afraid.
Oh, I don't believe that.
Why did you look so surprised when you saw my face?
Because you look just like him.
You mean the terrorist leader, Liquid Snake?
Yeah, you know him? You're not brothers, are you?
I have no family.
So what's the deal then?
Who knows? Why don't you ask him? But first I want some information. You were
After
involved
Metal
in
Gear
this
2, yeah, that's kind of expected of him at this point.
I'm sorry. I was captured along with President Baker right after the terrorist attack.
That's okay. But what is this place? I don't think it's just a nuclear weapons disposal facility.
Boy, oh boy, it's just like them. Nobody told you anything, did they? Okay, you see, this place isn't really for disposing nuclear weapons.
This base is owned and operated by a dummy corporation of arms tech.
This is a civilian base?
Right, for the development of Metal Gear.
Colonel.
Foxhound and the Next Generation Special Forces were called here for the test launching of a dummy nuclear warhead.
Why Foxhound?
Because they're a special ops group used to handling top secret missions. They figured they could help keep it all hush-hush.
But we must have fired nuclear warheads before. Why just this time?
I heard it was because this was to be a final test before the formal adoption of the Metal Gear program. Well, that's what I heard anyway.
Sounds kind of fishy. So what do you think the terrorists want?
Sorry. I'm not sure. I was captured with President Baker right after the revolt started.
Oh yeah, that's when he gave you the detonation code override keys, right?
That's right.
Amazing you were able to keep him hidden from the guards.
Well, women have more hiding places than men. Anyway, you met Baker, huh? How's he holding up?
He's dead.
What?
Heart attack. Same as the DARPA chief.
The chief died from a heart attack too?
Yeah. Was either of them sick or anything?
No, not that I heard of.
Well, I don't believe in coincidences. Something funny's going on.
Sounds like it, but I have no idea what.
Me neither. Yet. Do you know the person who designed Metal Gear?
You mean Dr. Emmerich?
Yes. Is he still alive?
Probably. He should be in the research lab in the second floor basement of the nuclear warhead storage building to the north.
Second floor basement?
Yeah, that's where his lab is. I think they're forcing him to work on the nuclear launching program.
So they'll need him alive until that's done anyway.
Then we better do something before he finishes.
You're right. In case we can't override the detonation code in time, I need to ask him how to destroy Metal Gear.
You plan to take that thing on by yourself, Snake?
It won't be the first time. What's the best way to get to the building where the doctor is being held?
There's a cargo door on the first floor of this building that leads to the north.
What's the security level of the door there?
5. But it's okay. I've got a level 5 card.
Well, I've got to go save the doctor. You should go.
I'm going with you.
No way. You're still too green. I want you to hide somewhere.
I'm not green.
Oh, yes you are. You pause for just 1 second in front of your enemy and it's all over. Good luck doesn't last forever.
I don't know what happened. I just couldn't pull the trigger right away. I never had any problems in training, but when I thought about my bullets tearing through those soldiers' bodies, I hesitated.
Shooting at targets.
Yeah, no, going for head to head for Metal Gear is an insane thing to do.
Ever since I was a little girl, I always dreamed about being.
And if she's seen Rex, yeah,
I've trained my
it'd be hard to imagine anyone going up against that.
I could finally see some real action, and now.
So what now? You want to quit?
I can't quit. I can't allow myself to quit now.
Listen, Meryl. Everybody feels sick the first time they kill someone. Unfortunately, killing is one of those things that gets easier the more you do it. In a war, all of mankind's worst emotions, worst traits come out. It's easy to forget what a sin is in the middle of a battlefield.
But this isn't a war. It's a terrorist action.
You're just a little jumpy from the combat high. The adrenaline in your bloodstream is starting to thin out. Just take it easy.
But I learned all about combat high at the academy.
We'll talk about it later. For now, just think about keeping yourself alive.
If I get out of here alive, I'll think about that other stuff.
Okay. Let me try to say this another way. Stay the hell out of my way.
You're a real bastard. Just like my uncle said.
Huh. I told you. The real me is no match for the legend.
It looks like you were right. Okay, Snake. I'll be a good girl.
We'll link up after I grab the doctor. Then we'll take care of the detonation code override.
Gotcha. But listen, I know this area better than you. Call me if you have any questions.
Be careful, okay?
After I open up the cargo door, I'll contact you.
Thanks, Meryl. Alright. Oh, shit. I've never actually seen the Otacon ending for myself. And I don't think I'm going to aim for it in this playthrough. Let's check basement 1. I need to double check if there's a level 2 keycard door there. That's level 1. Level 6. Okay, we're not coming back to that for a while.
Snake, I unlocked the cargo door for you.
Thanks. Where are you?
Where I can see ya.
Don't move around too much.
Don't worry, I'm disguised in this enemy uniform.
You won't be for long with the way you walk.
What does that mean?
Nothing.
Listen, Snake, the cargo door is like an airlock. It's equipped with infrared sensors. Be careful. If an intruder is sensed, gas is released.
Gas?
Okay, so we'll meet at the nuclear warhead storage building.
Wait, you said you'd stay put and be a good girl.
I changed my mind.
Don't get careless. That's when things always turn sour.
Sorry, but this is the only way I can figure out whether or not I'm cut out to be a soldier. I gotta get my hands dirty.
These guys are professionals. You're gonna get yourself killed.
See you there.
Alright, see you later, Meryl. Hope you don't die. Hold on. I just want to make sure. I'm gonna need the scope to see that properly. That is a level 2 door. Let's wait for you to get out of the way. Oh god, I keep coming this way. I said don't die. I know if I walk on that grate now, that's going to set them off. What is this red dot here? Oh, this is for underneath this level. I need to wait for that guard to move out of the way again. Oh my god, move it. I got tired of waiting. Right, are there any doors around here? Level 1 door there. Oh god! I forgot I had the chaff grenade on. I tried to choke him out. Yeah, so there was nothing in this room. I don't see anything else, so I'm all good to go.
Be careful, Snake. That airlock is set with infrared sensors. You probably can't see them with your naked eyes, but there are infrared beams coming out of that wall. Touch any one of them, and the doors will seal off, and the place will be flooded with poison gas. Somehow, you've got to get through without setting off those sensors.
I think I'm set for that. The positioning of these always tripped me up when I played this game 10-ish years ago. I bet insist.
Snake, be careful. There are claymore mines around there. Use a mine detector.
Who are you?
Just call me Deep Throat.
Deep Throat? The informant from the Watergate scandal?
Never mind about that.
You're not using burst transmission. Are you nearby?
Listen, there's a tank in front of your position waiting to ambush you.
Who are you, anyway?
One of your fans.
Are you perhaps my #1 fan? It's a little bit like that, yeah. I want all of these claymores. Oh god, I just realized I'm down a ration.
This is Raven's territory. Snakes don't belong in Alaska. I will not let you pass. Send him a message.
He does have a pretty deep voice, which is probably why they call him Deep Throat in this.
On the ground. You should crawl on the ground like the snake you are. Come, let's fight.
I need info.
Snake, look out for that tank's main gun. It'll pulverize you. There should be some way. Ask Nastasia.
Yeah, it's because of the Watergate informant, but also he's got such a deep voice, it's very good. Nothing from Master Miller.
That M1 tank is equipped with advanced Victronics. Once it locks onto a target, it automatically tracks it, and its main gun is effective up to 3,000 meters. To get close, you'll have to confuse its tracking system. Use your chaff. If you can jam the system and get close enough, it won't be able to use its main gun. Use your chaff at a long distance to fool its electronic systems.
No matter how good you are, there's no way you can match up against an M1 tank. All you can do is try to take out the person in the driver's seat. With grenades, you should be able to attack the soldier on top of the tank too.
Alright, so chaff grenades and normal grenades. And I'm all out of chaff grenades. Where are they? Oh, they're way up there. I guess I'm going back inside. Getting more chaff grenades and rations. I can't go back inside. Okay, cool. I got another ration. Right, where's the tank? Cool.
See how you like this.
God, I got laid the fuck out by that tank. Let's... Oh wait, no, let's take that. Because that's the new person.
Snake.
And now Deep Throat is back on the contacts list. Yeah, it's just a tank fight. How hard can it be? Never mind that I threw the chaff grenade from 1,000 miles out. Let's wait for it to get closer. Oh, he's not even driving. Here we go. Yeah, no, Rex is a really tough fight. I remember that much. Oh god.
See how you like this.
You know what? I'll take that trade. I got clotheslines, but they fucking died.
boss. I hope you are happy. He got the card.
We'll play with him a little longer.
You would be wise not to underestimate him.
What did you think of him?
He is just as you said. In battle, he is as if possessed by a demon. Much like you, I would expect no less.
See? I told you so. But I will kill him.
So, General Ivan, I hear he took your hand as well as your dignity.
Watch your tongue, shaman.
In the language of the Sioux people, Sioux means snake. It is known as an animal to be feared.
Well, Snake is mine now. When I meet him next, I'll take special care of him.
Not yet. Don't kill him yet.
He and I will meet again in battle.
Same prediction as always?
Yes, the raven on my head. It thirsts for his blood.
I think I will call it there for the night. Let's get one of Mei Ling's proverbs and saves.
What is it, Snake? Snake, remember what the Gaul said. The graveyards are full of indispensable men. Snake, you're all alone and surrounded by bad guys. Try to be careful and avoid getting into a fight whenever you can.
You're right. Wow, you know all sorts of great quotes, don't you?
Well, both my parents are from Guangdong, China, but I was born and raised in America. I've always liked reading literature from both sides. Kinda keeps me in touch. I'll share some more quotes with you if you like.
I'm looking forward to it. But to tell you the truth, I'd like to learn more about you.
Well, I'll think about it.
Wait, is Campbell impressed with me taking out a tank?
Snake, you've got to rescue Dr.
No,
Emmerich,
he's
the
focused on the
Metal
mission.
Engineer.
He's probably being held prisoner in the second floor basement of the Warhead Storage Building.
In war, a split second can mean the difference between victory and defeat. Don't ever hesitate. The slower you react, the greater the chance that you'll be beaten.
You're incredible, Snake.
Meryl's the one that gets to be impressed.
M1 tank.
No big deal. But I'll bet that VR simulator you trained on didn't have any scenarios that put you one-on-one against a tank, did it?
No, but there was no scenario where I had to work alone with a special forces soldier against a group of terrorists either.
In real life, things never go the way you expect them to, especially on a battlefield.
I'm already holed up in the Warhead Storage Building. It looks like Dr. Emmerich is still fine, but I'm not sure for how much longer. Hurry up this way, okay?
You know, Meryl, you'd save a lot of time not having to take that mask off and on.
It is just like Baker said. We are facing increasing danger from stored nuclear materials. You see, there are 3 elements necessary in the manufacture of nuclear weapons. Nuclear materials,
She was talking just fine with the mask fully on when we first called her on the codec. She doesn't need to take it off at all.
be acquired by either legal or illegal means. If you have enough money, that is.
And no response from Deep Throat. Alright, so yeah. I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you all so much for coming out and watching. And next time, we're gonna help out Emmerich. Until then, see you all later.